She did. She was an island girl. She loves Whisper Island, and she's never been off of it until she gets a letter from her mother, who disappeared when she was 3, and her mother wants her to come to cross the Sound. The Outer Banks have the Atlantic Ocean on one side and Sound on the other. And her mother wants her to cross the Sound and come over to the mainland and meet her in the hotel. So that's a real adventure for her.
No
She's a little puzzled by the invitation, and it takes her a while to figure out if she really wants to go, but she does.
Well, I'm not going to pretend to be uninvolved in this because I got to see many, many, many of the chapters, so I know how the story goes, and we don't want to give it away.
No.
But it's, and I can cut it out if you don't think so. But it's safe to say that her mother is living a very different life than the life on the island. The island life is more earthy and in touch with the nature, and her mother likes pretty clothes and
Right.
manners.
Right.
You know, when I read your book, this is something personal, I thought a lot about my parents, because my father was born in 1910, my mother was born in 1913. My father grew up out in the boonies. When he was a baby, he traveled in a covered wagon.
Wow.
While my mother was living in a house with flush toilets and electricity. And so America right then really was 2 different worlds.
Oh, definitely.
And so between Primmy and her mother, you kind of highlight that in your book. It's very interesting to see the clash.
Yeah.
And see,
And actually, that clash existed for a long, long time after that.
right.
Even in Kansas City, when I was growing up, I know that in some parts of the city,
Oh, really?
there
Even in the
were
city.
not flush toilets.